Hello and welcome everybody to the GG.Bet Winter Cup. My name is Squid CS and I'm excited to be bringing you the action today. A nice chill one to start us off, of course. I've got two best of threes today, two best of threes on the 26th as well. And what I do know is this is a special little Christmas episode for all of our Europeans out there. The Europeans, they love celebrating the Christmas on the 24th of December. That's what we like. So we're here today to bring you through all the action and a nice chill matchup. I think that we've actually got quite a good match on the cards. Rocketlaunchers, a bit of an unranked mixed team that we not really used to seeing, I would say. That's pretty damn accurate. And then EXTREMUM, maybe a couple of names that you have spotted and seen on the international scene. I think a very interesting team indeed. And we are getting live into this action. What do we have to say about this one then? I think, yep, firstly, just an interesting match between these two teams. And with the pistol round starting off on Overpass, of course. Death's trying to stretch and spread his way inside. Can't nail the headshots, but Waterfall certainly can. The favourites here on the CT side. Reflexing back to B. As Rocketlaunchers making their way towards this A-bomb site. Soka's going to be the first one in. He's going to try and challenge these USPSs. He wants to be the first on the assault. And just quickly maybe steal away an opening frag. Maybe get onto this A-bomb site with Waterfalls playing aggressive. Could actually lead him to be pincered off of this bomb site here. The jump boost Savan. And EXTREMUM seem to actually be fairly aware of this. Waterfalls does get tagged with that smoke as well, so a bit of extra information towards Rocketlaunchers, but maybe they're too obvious. Now going back to the B-bomb site, Clack's one and done, but it is going to be pretty much the B-bomb site taken. Chimka's going to probably try and pop in a couple of shots, but the reinforcements are already here. Rocketlaunchers seemingly getting the job done, and there's the headshot to grant it as well. Waterfalls drops, and Sul is... He's going to get tagged by a nade, so his position's totally out in the open. Airscape finds another one, but it's a TK, and Airscape, just nothing he can do about this one. EXTREMUM a little too slow onto the B-bomb site, and it's going to be 1-0 to these teams. So guys, I'm going to be looking at this Twitch chat over the next couple of hours. I want you guys to keep me company, of course. We've got a lot going on today. 1-0 on the board. And this is only the first of two best of threes as well. We've got these opening matchups to see who's going to be gifted the chance to play against some of the big boys later in the tournament. The likes of Gambit Heroic. Who's going to be gifted a chance to play for that $15,000 right at the end. Sitting away on this B-bomb site. Escape just looking to maybe pop a shot in with this deagle. Nobody giving him too much information just yet. Rocketlaunchers, they might look to peer on to B sometime soon. The one weird thing for them is they don't really have much information right now. They've spread nobody on the attack towards A, so you have no idea that they're about to walk into somewhat of a stack. It might just be 3 players of a bulb. He's going to try and stretch in and try and do the damage with that Mag 7. Doesn't really do all too much. Instead, it's just the deagle that does clatter away too, but Airscape's going to get taken out of the server as well. 2-0 here for the Rockets. I like it over towards the B-bomb site. That camera angle gives you vertigo, makes you dizzy. So as I said, an interesting match. Starting here on this T side. Just looking for some sort of aggression. They've actually played this one quite slowly so far, the T-side, I'd say. They've been sitting outside of these bomb sites. EXTREMUM have actually predicted correctly twice, but it seems like Rocketlaunchers are just hitting all the shots, and once again, it's the MAC-10 towards the A bomb site. Should be an easy takeaway here with no sets of Kevlar on EXTREMUM. Nobody going for any real investment, most of which being Airscape, who's put $700 of his bank into progress to buy just the Deagle, and that actually connects towards the B bomb site. So a nice start. That was actually toilets. So the aggressive cut found, and now the AK-47 should be able to take control. There's only 1 point of defense here. Shimka takes him right out the server. And despite a Galil being salvaged, I don't even think that EXTREMUM will go in for this one. Best case scenario here is probably sitting outside this site. Very slow start. Gadil connects. Flax is going to go in for a little bit more. He's actually doing the damage right now. Trying to connect onto another headshot, but it's not meant to be. Just Airscape to do a little bit of extra damage as well. So EXTREMUM, despite not winning this round, despite not really getting anything going, they did find some bonus damage towards the end. No AK-47 is going to be picked up, I think, blown away by the AK-47. But it is going to be that 3-0 start Rocketlaunchers looking for. And now this is when it actually gets fairly competitive. You see some weapons in both these teams' hands. A pair of AWPs out on the server. Waterfalls. Actually a player who we've seen utilise the AWP for years and years at this point. He's going to get it out on the CT side. Emenk on the T side as well. Oh, this is his 5-man boost. It's a Noah Tower of 4 players. It's to look towards heaven, mainly. That train is actually going to be a bit of a sticking point. And they will actually spot the jump spot towards water as well. I think the train actually got in the way there for Emenk. So no ground taken towards that B-bomb site. That's a bit of a 50-50 approach. You never know if somebody's going to be sat within heaven. Usually, on the CT side, you're probably not going to be looking from that sort of angle. You really want to be more close and contested. And you see how much map control it's given away. It allows EXTREMUM to get up close and personal towards the playground area and wrap in right behind. And there's nothing that Rocketlaunchers can really do about this. They had all 5 players on this boost. And it means that Clax can attack their backs. He's coming in for this flank. Try and spray away one. There is one done. Schlack as well. What's this? B bomb site. 1 versus 2. And that smoke actually played out in Emenk's favour there. He's going to throw a Molotov of his own to try to force Waterfalls out. It's absolutely not going to work. Connecting with the AWP. And that's EXTREMUM's first round. Much needed on this CT side. You're, of course, wanting to get off to a good start. Get a bit of rampage going. Get on a roll. But what have they really got to work with? Of course, your money's going to be incredibly low at this point. After losing a fair few players on multiple of these rounds, and of course losing a couple of rounds as well. You've got the double AWP set up out. I think one of them was probably saved from the previous. I don't think that they could actually afford to go for the investment, so you never know if this is what they want, but double AWPs on the CT side here of Overpass is never the worst in the world. Lots of time left on the clock. I like this double set play towards toilets. Basically, the AWP will take one shot and fall back, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they won't check Clax's corner. Now, the Clax gets smacked first, and now Waterfalls is in just more than a spot of bother. He's being chased down, has to backtrack towards this A bomb site. But how many shots can he rattle off before they're right behind him? That's a good way to break open that little play from the rocket launchers. But they're going to need a little more than that. It's only one frag, and they still don't really have much investment going into this 5th round. 3 lots of pistols. The one Krieg along with the UMP. As they hunt for this 2nd frag. Waterfalls flash high in the sky. Even knocks away the bomb. So a discoordinated, disconcerted effort, but they find both kills. With 10 seconds left, it will be that bomb going down, and nothing that Balb can do to stop it. You might be boosted here, but no frags found. The bomb down in the open. This is not going to be a CT round. No way that they get back into this bomb site here. Balb will have to back off along with Shimka. Best case scenario is keep alive 2 rifles. And the favourite's really struggling so far. I would say that that was a really weird round for rocket launchers. They obviously found those opening pickups, but they were a bit slow and stunted going into that bomb site. I thought that maybe EXTREMUM would do a little bit better than that. Waterfalls was only able to pick up 1 kill and then just get completely chased down. I thought rocket launchers, if they were going to win that round, it would probably by eviscerating the toilets push, but it didn't happen. They let Waterfalls escape. And a bit of an unconventional round goes to the rocket launcher side. No tactical pause called. Of course, this is pretty early days as well. You're not going to be feeling the pressure coming into this one. Nevertheless, Molotov over the top. This might be a faster play into the B bomb site. Soka trying to draw some attention this way. Of course, he's got the UMP, so wants to be the first man through, do some preliminary damage, try and fish for information, see if he can get any freebies on the B bomb site. He might get a little more than he bargained for. Of course, a pair of Deagles holding this way. And again, aggression towards this A bomb site. Shimka has so much information here. He knows that nobody is playing towards Fountain. I don't know if he actually heard that towards Playground, but he gets taken out of the equation there. Completely ripped up. Followed up by Waterfalls. That saved AWP finally come into full effect. Rocket Launcher should know that there's just no investment towards this B bomb site. I would have sped up off the back of this. It allows Waterfalls to get into a better position, into the rotate. He's already down near the B bomb site before the push even comes through. Rocket Launchers have been a little too slow here. But can EXTREMUM hit the shots? The Deagles are out, but the AK-47s roar in fiercely. Waterfalls only gets 1 before getting knocked down by the AWP. I don't think that there's a lot that Clax can do either. He's got to fall away. Another awkward round from rocket launchers, but they seem to be finding these situations favorably. Good starts. We've got a question in chat. Do players get paid at this level to play in a team? It really depends. Depends which team you're talking about. I think Rocket Launchers probably not. That's a mixed team. EXTREMUM, I guess that's a brand owned with their own sponsors. I think it really comes down to if the organization has financial backing or has sponsors. If it's a mixed team, then it's just players playing together. Obviously, no, you're not going to get money outside of FPL money, outside of prize money from these tournaments. Whereas if there is a brand behind it, sponsors behind it, then yeah, you might be on a little salary or a big salary if you're one of these top players. A paid impiler. I'd like to get paid impiler. I hope that I get paid impiler after this event. Just send some piler to my house. I had some nice piler this week. That's what the life's all about. So rocket launchers, they're going for this 4-man boost once again, and they seem to have dropped down. So yeah, failing that first jump, but oh no, they've whiffed it once again. They went for 2 attempts. That shouldn't really be the hardest boost to initiate, to be perfectly honest. It didn't seem to be massive amount of skill involved in trying to mount that boost, but they will back away. So 5-1, Waterfalls. He's been finding the majority of the kills so far for the Extremum side. He does rein in effectively once again. It's forced back. And Shaq taken away. So 4 versus 4, but Rocket Launchers have been winning a lot of these situations. These disfavourable situations, I might add. This time it's 3 on the defensive towards the B-bomb site. 40 seconds left on the board, and Escape feels like he needs to go aggressive here. There's nobody towards long, so wants a little bit of information before he can call which site to rotate to. If he spots nobody here, I'm sure he'll be trying to wrap around on the B-bomb site. And there's a freebie frag, but there's nothing else playing here. It actually forces Clax to gamble towards between the A and the B-bomb site. Soka's going to be the first man through, but Extremum already have all the reinforcements over here. Molotovs do rain in, and Shika's going to find one. Full flash really works out, and Clax gets his head taken off. This is not going to work out for Rocket Launchers. A second round on the board for Extremum. Did he just say disfavourable instead of unfavourable? He did. He's got his own little dictionary of little squid words. My name is Squid. That's what it's all about. It's about making up words. You know how many words like Shakespeare made up? I think it was in the hundreds. That's what you've got to do. Got to make up all those words. Double Deagle for Rocket Launchers. Double Orps for Extremum. A bit of a disjointed buy, I must add, for the T side. They don't really have lots and lots to play with here. The utilities run a little bit low. 2 Molotovs. 4 smokes, so they can get a wall of smokes play towards this B-bomb site. That's actually the second boost that we've seen Rocket Launchers fail. And this one cost them. Balb actually hears it coming in. Maybe he might be out of the audio range, but he definitely got the gist that something awkward was going on. Saw the door open, able to take a shot through, and they're now a man up. And Extremum, despite a really shaky start, I didn't imagine that they were going to lose loads of rounds to begin this one. It does seem like they're finding their footing here, getting a bit more comfortable as we get into the business end of this first half. Disfavourable might be a word. Can somebody find out? Do I get disqualified from Scrabble if I put disfavourable on the board? Or do I get like 25 points? 30 points? Yeah, awkward bits of aggression. Of course, with the bomb towards the B-bomb site. No way for Rocket Launchers to get back into this one. They might have pulled the rabbit out of the hat for a couple of these prior rounds. There's going to be nothing of the sort here in round number 8. It's going to be a 3-5. It is a word. Ah, see? Twitch chat. Trying to make me sound like I'm talking absolute rubbish. I make a joke about Shakespeare, and everybody says it's a word. They can't concede. Really awkward buy once again. I think he's got no money, of course, after saving that previous round. That's the weird factor about trying to save on the T side, is you get bonus cash. With an AWP, sometimes it's worth it. This time the AK-47 does try to stretch into the B-bomb site, but he's only able to find the tag but no frag. 18 HP for escape. And funnily enough, he does escape. Just about with his life. Of course, Waterfalls. He's got this AWP up close and personal. He's going to be trying to watch for that cross as Rocket Launchers with an awkward buy. AK-47 AWP, 2 Glocks and a Deagle. Don't often really see these sort of buys. Of course, this is because a pair of players did save in the previous prior rounds. I think the disfavorable meme is a pretty weak meme as far as squid memes go. I've said funnier things. It's not the best. Nice little tag. A real collapse onto this A-bomb site. Yeah, Waterfalls. There's going to be a single line of defense, but they still have to burrow this AWP out. He finally gets knocked out of the server. A 3 versus 3 and an opportunity for Rocketlaunchers to yet again steal another one away. Bulb's going to come in from the side, and he has made his way up by truck, and they are collapsing this defense in. AWP has no idea. M ain't taken out of the server, and Isoka's got to do it all. He's already found a pair of frags, but the AK-47's going to have to come in massive and absolutely huge if he's going to finish this one off. He's away from afar, but can't connect with the spray down. Needs another headshot, but can't find it. Then there's the 4th on the board. Again, a very close round. Fighting tooth and nail there on A, but it will be 4. A disfavorable meme? I think not. 4 to 5. And we finally see both teams with weapons in their hands. Emenk, he might have to go for this. Galil, you see that he does. $100 in the pocket residual cash after this buy. Rocketlaunchers down to their last legs as far as economy is concerned. It's going to be another eco after this one if they can't put pen to paper in the 10th. Waterfalls holding right on the receiving end of this. Smoking gets taken out of the server. The pair of flashes work, and Extremum just can't hold it down. They give away the entirety of this A-bomb site before you can even say wrecked. Nice nade inwards, but it's not going to mean a round. It's probably not going to mean anything at all. Bulb likely being flanked here. He's not going to check up my party. And Soka, just one and done. Is Shimka's able to find another? He's got quite a few on the attack to find before they can get anywhere closer to fusing this bomb. He gets taken out of the affray, and it's only Airscape versus 3. I would call that disfavorable. Also, that angle, a bit awkward. It's not going to cost Saucel a life. Dumbboy1 says 16 to 12, easy for Extremum. So far, this has actually been who I would class as heavy underdogs. Just wrecking Extremum. They've had a really bad start so far. Not really been the most interesting of starts for Extremum. They're back down to not having enough money to even pick up a proper buy. Whereas Rocketlaunchers, they've got 4 AK-47s. They've got the AWP. They've got loads of opportunity to do something pretty damn decent. 1 minute 40 on the clock. Escape's the only player here with a bit of bang for his buck. He's even got a bit of bonus cash. Obviously, to go for something in these next rounds, $2,600. But for the time being, it's down to this M4 and a pretty free open B bomb site. Obviously, the rifle's towards the other side of the map. Escape's not necessarily on quick rotate either. I can't really even quantify how bad this is for Extremum. They've guessed the correct bomb site and put a stack towards that area of the map. I would say 5 or 6 times so far. They've lost at least 4 of those tight-knit situations. This time, that doesn't come to fruition. They don't guess it correctly. But this has been just a T-sided whitewash. Waterfall's trying to save the AK-47, but he's probably going to walk into an early demise. Deaths might be having a spot of death here, but just not ready to take the shots. Yeah, if I was a betting man, I would definitely have put money on Extremum here. I think that overall, they're the stronger team. Not getting fortunate in any regard. They're 4-7 right now, and this has been a bit of a complex start. I've no idea who that is. Slam TV. He's an interesting person. So, 12th round, rifles back in the hands of Extremum. It's far from a perfect buy. Of course, they can afford the AWP, but along with that investment, they've got the Mag 7. It's proven unsuccessful before. The MP9, which has been a fairly weak SMG. So far in this game, I haven't really seen the SMGs or the lesser buys having any real effect whatsoever. Rocket launchers have been pretty easily dealing with these lesser buys. I'd have maybe even preferred Extremum to just try and get 6 or 7 on the board instead of trying to close this out with 7 or 8. Just go for one more eco. I think we're watching this angle pretty contently. Even with a pop flash here, we'll probably get away with this one. Actually spots out the foot. Awkward timing, and that smoke is going to force Emenk back. Can't really watch that angle anymore. Well, he can, but he's not going to spot anything. 45 seconds on the board. And hyper aggression from Waterfalls. He's moved all the way down long and behind these pair of players, which means that he does have a decent angle and he can, well, allow his teammates to go towards his B bomb site. He scoped in. I think he might have been hurt here, but there's the flick. And a first frag. Smokes it off. Make sure that they can't retreat back to the A bomb site. Waterfalls has pretty much single-handedly secured this situation with his teammates, but the MP9 can't connect. The Mag 7, oh, it does finally chip in. The rifle's doing most of the work, though, as Shaq's forced back up to 5 rounds for Extremum. And that was all due to the amount of information Waterfalls had gifted and granted by going so aggressive up behind. You wouldn't usually see that play with the AWP. He obviously brings a level of experience and composure to this Extremum side that you don't often see in a lot of these lower level matches, I would say. He's definitely a hyper experienced player compared to most of the other people in this server. A lot of tenure, a lot of prestige. One of the bigger names. It's looking like a simpler round for Rocket Launchers. Their bread and butter, just a swing into the B bomb site. Shimka's going to be the first to fall. I thank the Twitch chat for very kind comments. I'm surprised that people love my voice today. I might be a little bit poorly. And I know it's Christmas Eve as well, so I'm hoping to get rid of this for tomorrow so I can go and celebrate with my family. And no, nobody casts at this level for $50 a day. 56 a day? No. Certainly not. No, I'm off the smoking. I don't think I would ever touch a cigarette now. But smoking doesn't kill, but Orping does. I'm not sure. I don't think I got that one too right. Airscape going to be the final frontier here. He gets knocked down as well, and now it's all down to Flax. A double 1 versus 3, but gets his head blown clean off. Closer rounds, but Rocketlaunchers seem to be pulling through. They definitely have lesser players here, but you can see that the tide's not quite turning. Obviously, those odds are flipped. This is for this whole best of 3 as well. EXTREMUM still very slight favourites here in this series with Rocketlaunchers. They haven't even got a logo, but they're closing that gap. 5 to 8 right now. Looking for a little bit more here. As EXTREMUM, they don't have any investment whatsoever. Only $300 picked up. They are dirt poor. They're saving money for Christmas. You got to save money. Got to be able to buy all that Prosecco, all that wine, all that delicious alcohol that everybody's drinking at this time of year. Gift the flu. I'm going to try and gift the flu to this Twitch chat, I think. Gift the flu to my family. Well, I hope not. What a beautiful round right there. Just converting with the P250. Salsa's gifting a little more than the flu, something a little more brutal. Looking for double digits here. We actually see a replay. That's our first of the game. Let's just see him rattle away some faces here. Look how low his HP is. Only 27. And now he tap, 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 tap. Gone. Out of the server. Good night. So 5 to 9. Looking for double digits in this first half. Something that I didn't expect to say. Menk's got the AWP. It's a weak buy once again for these CTs. Try their best with it though. Shaq eats a nasty nade. Soka down to half HP. I don't know who released that one, but that was a nasty Christmas present. Trying to look into this B-bomb site though, despite being on lower HP. Waterfall's on the side of the map is able to find one. That's the toilet aggression, which hasn't really played to EXTREMUM's favour so far. The one time that it did was just for information. Soka's going to jump up here, and this is a slightly more engaged angle. Usually you'd see them up on top of these ramps. Not knowing if he's given away any information. He can look right into barrels here. The Molotov really weird because it forces a player out of position. So I think a bit of miscommunication here, but the Soka can kind of just keep this angle for the next 20 or so seconds until the clock runs down and runs low. EXTREMUM getting itchy feet means that they would have likely peeked into that position at some point, but that's pretty much barrels cleared out. But Rocketlaunchers without any advantages are going to go back towards this A-bomb site. Klax is going to be the first point of defense here. Obviously a 4 versus 5. He's playing right around this corner. How much can he do? Smoke's going to dissipate before it can be effective. And there's the flash in the hand. Klax gets aggressive for one. Oh, he doesn't expect even more. Rocketlaunchers again open up towards this A-bomb site. And this has been just such a disastrous half for EXTREMUM. Double retake here. Bulb, he's going to be the single man on the flank, but with an MP9 in hand, he's got to hit these shots here. He doesn't seem to know that Smoker's right around that corner. And still a 3 versus 3. Bulba's going to come in from the back, and Soka doesn't expect it. Popped in the face. And a flashbang over the top, and Balba, he can do even more work. A bit of help there. Emenk, AWP in hand. Obviously no kits for either of these final players as they rush him. And that will be a much needed round for the CTs. So it's half-time, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs. 5 to 10 at the end of this half. And I think that EXTREMUM's probably going to be pretty upset about that one. Obviously, Overpass. One of these maps, it's been in the pool for so long now. Everybody can sort of play. Overpass is one of the least banned out maps in the first phase of vetoes, and obviously being picked first. I have no idea who's by. Let's have a look. Rocketlaunchers, they removed Train. EXTREMUM removed Nuke. And Overpass gets picked by Rocketlaunchers. And then EXTREMUM picked Mirage before Vertigo and Inferno gets knocked out of the equation. And then Dust 2's the one left over. So very middle of the map pool maps for both of these teams. And obviously if you look at the statistics, yeah, Rocketlaunchers literally have 0 maps played here on HLTV. EXTREMUM have a fair few maps played. Overpass is one of their weaker ones. They've only won 1 out of 3 on this one in the last 3 months. Mirage looking a bit better. They've won 3 out of 5. And then 3 out of 7 for Dust 2. So I would say that their batting average is fairly poor, considering some of the maps that were also banned out. Train, where EXTREMUM only have a 25% win rating. And then Inferno and Vertigo, which they've played but never won. So, tricky stuff. Let's see, Caster missed it. What did Caster miss? Caster didn't miss anything. I've got my eyes on the prize, boys and girls. I'm looking at all of these interesting things that are happening in this server. Locks out. And escape. Trying to get aggressive here, but mowed down by the USPS. And Soaker even gets the reload in, and he can just be brutal for even more. It's a 4-3 trade as Waterfall's the last alive. A player that you would want in this situation. He's already found a pair of frags, but he's got even more to do. Soaker, that was a beautiful triple kill right there. But Waterfalls is going to need a little bit more here. He rotates around, looking for this monster push towards this B-bomb site. I don't think if Death keeps his position, he'll actually spot this on the cross. Depending on how much sound Waterfalls makes before he gets into B. Weird cross. Don't often see that, but he's going to make his way into this smaller bomb site with the USPS in hand. Emenk will have no idea, but that's how much information will he be gifted or granted before Waterfalls can go for this peek, this push, this plant. 30 seconds on the board. And Waterfalls and Deaths have both played Ring Around the Roses for at least 20 seconds here. Now the clock strikes 20 seconds and Emenk, oh, so awkward. Tries to push a couple of bullets into the back of him. 13 seconds, unlucky for some, but the bomb goes down. As Waterfalls can now try and hold his ground, but with 10 bullets in the barrel, very doable stuff. The kit in hands, Rocketlaunchers don't have to aggress here, but they're going 1 by 1. That's a smoke down, but the defuse with it. Waterfalls is playing this way too slowly, and what a shot! Instant headshot, pops it in, and then got out of the server, and that was a must-win round for EXTREMUM. And doing it with style, only 1 bullet, he domes him. Look at this, this is outrageous. How close is Rocketlaunchers to picking up this round? He's been on the bomb for at least 3 or 4 seconds, and then pop, gone, out of the server, 6-10. Wow. If you had an AK-47 and you sprayed into somebody's head there, then yeah, cool, impressive. You guess the angle, but 1 tap with a pistol? Unbelievable. You miss every shot you don't take. And now we could be in for a closer first map. Of course, we'd be expecting this maybe to be slightly T-sided. If EXTREMUM can't hold up on the CT side, then perhaps. I was kind of expecting a 2-0 here. Extremum sure to be on 7 rounds after this. Flash over the top. And the pistol's able to convert onto 1 frag. Waterfall's just looking to tap in a couple of bullets, do a bit of damage. Of course, the A bomb site's already been taken, and now the bomb can rotate in. And Clax, how much cash can he farm up for this Mag-10? He even throws the Molotov down. That's going to stop any rotates. Along with the smoke. He wants to bleed rocket launchers out for as long as possible. I don't want to concede all too many frags here. Of course, rocket launchers, extra bit of cash. They'll be able to go for the buy here in round number 18. So they're not going to be too pressured. But just unable to set up for any exits thanks to the utility usage on Clax. Now he's even going to try and chase them down on his lonesome. Checking these corners. Of course, he's got 2 more to check before he can spread into this position. Gets dinked. Bit of a warning shot there. And there's the follow-up. Gives them a Mag-10, but only a Mag-10. And is it a weapon that they want to keep into these next rounds? Not too sure. Don't think so. So 7 to 10. Will he keep hold of the Mag-10 though? Soka seems to want it. So, the gap closing up here in the second half as Extremum finally pick up some better weapons. Rocket launchers likewise. Finally, with these rifles out in hand, you won't see a single AWP. However, we do spot a couple of rifles here. 3 lots of M4s for the rocket launcher side. There's the FAMAS as well, along with that Mag-10, say from the previous prior rounds. Piece holstering an SMG, but everybody else with either Kriegs, AK-47s, there's a Galil. So, pretty standard round. Just right over the top. Want a little bit of distraction, but it's not necessarily going to force any rotate. I'd call it a wasted utility here. They just want to show a bit of presence towards this B-bomb site, but rocket launchers, there's no reason for them to change anything about the game thanks to that flashbang. So I'd prioritize keeping it in hand for these later game engagements. Maybe you want a flashbang for the retake, for the afterplant. Something I remember exists talking about quite a bit is in-game leaders are likely going to have utility for those afterplant situations. In fact, I think that was Pronax was talking about that, but a long time ago. So 20 seconds left. Extremum letting this time bleed away. Now the flashes and smokes come in, but doing absolutely nothing. Shaq's going to be here. And how much damage can he do? Can he prevent this C4 from going down? Spots it out in the open and sprays away 3. That's pretty much a single-handed complete shutdown of that B-bomb site. I think Extremum just waiting way too late here to do anything. And Waterfalls is even going to get taken down after time. So he's going to have $3,300. Did he get taken down after time? I'm a bit unsure about that. There's 9 seconds left right now, but seem to have a bit of cash. So, 7 to 11. Right over this smoke and maybe getting a bit of information there. Falling away. I actually like this CT side way more from rocket launchers. They're taking bits of aggression. You saw Sosa there just going for that initial peak and pick, and that's the big advantage that you've got on the CT side here on Overpass, is you can get aggressive, spot out your opponents, and then fall back. There's always that flow chart in your head. Hey, I'm going to play over towards Fountain first, then fall right back to toilets, then maybe back towards the back of toilets before falling all the way away to the A-bomb sites. You've always got that flow chart where you're either finding a frag or bits of information each time. And you can see that Soul's following that pathway perfectly. He's getting bits of information and then falling away. He's pretty much one step away from that A-bomb site right now, which is pretty much the last on the track. But all the time you're doing this, you're baiting away time from that clock. And that smoke's going to be beneficial. It'll allow him to get close into toilets. And now he's playing from the side. This is an awkward off angle for Extremum to contend with. And unbeknownst to them, he's able to steal away the first kill. And they still can't capitalize, letting the clock tick away once again. And Soul, it's only one and done. He's only able to find the single, but his teammates cleaning up. Just Shimka remaining as he also gets spotted. 10 seconds on the board, and it's just not enough. 12-7. And Rocketlaunchers look very convincing right now. This has been a very one-sided start for them. So only 4 rounds remaining for Rocketlaunchers to take this. Of course, they need 4 in a row, I should say. And this is very likely going to be one of them. Only the Glock single P250 in the hands of Extremum. They will try and chase down this AWP, but no reason to stick around. M4 trying to play in. He might actually give away his life here, but now the AWP needs to fall back. Needs to play within the reserves. You can see that the rifles are doing most of the damage right now. M4 needs to chip in and find more. Escape actually does steal away a second for the round, so bits of damage done, keeping Rocketlaunchers honest, not letting them get too crazy. And now you see these odds changing. Finally. Rocketlaunchers, I would say that they're like a fairly solid lock to win this first map, but everything can change. This is Counter-Strike. Matches can flip on the back of a dime. Molotovs to try and force Rocketlaunchers back, but it's not going to work. Emenk brutally aggressive there. Takes Shimka right out of the server before he knew what was going to hit him. That AWP can be so nasty. That's exactly why. Before you're even peering around that smoke or paranoid of it, he instantly shoots you. Nice trades. Rocketlaunchers maintaining them one-man advantage. Trading evenly, of course, favors Extremum, but right now they're not trading evenly. It's being thrown and, oh, flips like that. Soul drops. And now they're 1 man away from taking this A-bomb site. No need to get too aggressive and rush onto it. You never know where the rotates are. That smoke's going to potentially force them back, but Rocketlaunchers want to play right up against it. It creates really awkward engagements. And Shaq actually saw the rotate there, but this is false information. This, again, is a false flag. And it will prompt the push towards long, but he spots out the bomb. Extremum, what are you going to do? You've thrown out so much contradictory information that Rocketlaunchers are just going to stand ground. And will they check Shaq? They will! Waterfalls takes his face off. And then going to be the last line of defense, but missing shots, needs to get more aggressive. There's the flick, but needs even more. Can't nail it twice, and it's down to deaths. Bomb being planted, can't even find the first shot, so Extremum, they cling on. It's 8 for them. I've been slightly disappointed by the start from Extremum. They've had a bit of a rocky road so far in this first map. Obviously, you're on the T side of Overpass right now. Quite a difficult situation and scenario to dig yourself out of. 5 rounds behind as well. You've got to make up those numbers before you can make a comeback. But Shimka, trying to do his best, posts in with the first headshot. Just trading back damage, but all a little bit superficial. Shouldn't go 56. Not massively low here. As Waterfall's able to post in for another one. So Rocketlaunchers just losing a couple of members here. AWP has arrived to try and shut this push down, but EXTREMUM, are they going to go right back to this A-bomb site? I think so. Oh, and Waterfalls, how does he find that shot? Looked like Soka was way around that corner. With even a smoke planted. So Waterfalls is pretty much going to be the perfect bait. And he loses his face. But he's perfectly kept these pair of rifles towards the opposite side of the map. The bomb's going towards A. I'm pretty sure Rocketlaunchers know this by now. They even hear the smoke grenades. That'll pretty much guarantee it in their heads. They'll save. Snowflake, you've like caught me out. You guessed it absolutely correctly. But I'm here to take you guys through the action. Obviously, we've got a pretty interesting series now. I thought that this was just going to be a 2-0. EXTREMUM were just going to walk through these underdogs. But 13 rounds is no slouch. You'd really have maybe expected this. I would have expected this maybe just be a 16-10, 16-9. Easy for EXTREMUM, carrying this through. But they're 13-9 down. Maybe if the score lines were flipped and EXTREMUM were about to close this one out convincingly, I wouldn't have been surprised. So, no real investment for the CTs here in this one. Social deaths, both with those saved rifles from the previous prior rounds. They'll be taking a lot of their investment towards this B-bomb site. And Escape's going to be the first man in, but will he spot the AWP? It's right on the corner and he can't take down Deaths. Now the follow-up push coming in from the left-hand side, but Deaths, he does double damage, finds a second. They should get out of this situation as they're now being forced into this B-bomb site. Death's coming in from the flank, and they're even walking into the pistols. This is a horrendous situation. And Death's, he might be able to find 3, but no! He misses a crucial key shot! And that pretty much loses him the round. You can find 2 any day of the week, but if you can't convert on those easy frags, maybe the AK-47 can. What is happening right now? Escape, he's got barely any HP to work with, and he needs a pair of crucial key headshots. Where are they coming from? Can't find it. 14 on the board. What's happening there on the B-bomb site? Emenk with the perfect flank. It looked like it was all Deaths right there. He was going to show up for the first time this series. He's only found 7 frags so far, 2 of which were in that previous round. He's had a horrible start. And with the AWP, posting with 2 quick frags, but unable to find the third. You thought it was round over, but no. Emenk, he shows up. 3 of his own. It's going to be 9-14 right now. A lot of cash for EXTREMUM. This has been a really heartbreaking round. They've lost about 5 or 6 rounds in that specific way, where they've been ahead. They've had everything going for them. Maybe on the CT side where they had all the information, and it falls apart. Really poor map for them. And you could see there that something was definitely inside Death's head. He seems a little bit tilted right now. There's no way, even if you're not an AWP player, that you're going to be missing easy shots like that. He was on the flank. He could see all 3 players. There was nothing to worry about. And he got taken completely out of the server. Waterfalls, maybe a bit slow, a little bit lackluster on the shots. And then he's able to find one of his own. Puts Clax to sleep. And that flashbang isn't going to have massive effect. It forces Emek off the angle, but he still has all the information. He knows exactly where Bulb's holding from. And the support was a little too late. How the hell does he find that no-scope? And now Soka is in prime position to just wreck this T-side. It's just the one frag. Rocketlaunchers seem a little bit slow on the defense here in round number 24, but they're doing enough damage. Waterfall's in from the side. Can he keep these teams in this server? He spots out both players, but his attack no frag. Death takes him out of the affray. Finally a kill for him, and this no scope. Ah, how disgusting's that? So finally, a couple of discussions here. This is going to be Extremum with minimum cash going into round number 25. It's been a bit of a whitewash despite them being favourites. Remember, the only really silver lining about this is their opponent's pick. GG.Bet in the hands of Emenk. He's going to be pushing semi-aggressive, just looking into both connector, folding toilets. Of course, with a minute 20 on the board, Extremum don't feel pressured to go for any sort of rush into either of these bomb sites. Even with Deagles, I would say that that's probably where Deagles are at their best. When you're fast running and gunning, staying as a pack. Try a barrels boost, but Sosal's waiting for it. Instantly takes the head off Shimka. 50 seconds left, and it seems like the bite has been taken out of Extremum right now. This has been a really shaky opening map. And it might just come to a fairly abrupt end here on Overpass. Of course, we've got 2 maps coming up after this. Or potentially 2 maps. It is a best of 3. But the AWP does connect with one. Emenk just like misses that shot. Keeps Extremum in this series, but they have to get this bomb down. And it is down, but in the open. Absolutely not planted. It's 16-9. And what an opening map there for our underdogs. I would say that was just a very weird series. They didn't seem to have any sort of advantages going into this. Obviously, Overpass was their map pick, so you'd be expecting, maybe they'll do decent. Maybe I actually predicted a 16-9, but for Extremum, they have those more star players, those more far-fetching opponents, and I thought maybe this was just going to be a 2-0. They were going to romp it home right the way through this series, and it wasn't even going to be competitive. But our mixed squad here have actually given us quite a series on the card. 16-9, but for them here on Overpass,